Russia and Ukraine as a big dick, ignorant American, my whole sort of take was, well, before it started getting bloody, was Slavs barking at each other. Who gives a fuck? And now there's like actual war going on, and it's like, huh, oh my. And, there's a lot of takeaways you could put into this. You know, Russia is being a big asshole. Russia's getting a lot of people killed, a lot of homes destroyed. But you could also say, you live in America. The American government has been a big asshole to the world. And it's like, yeah, but does that really absolve Vladimir Putin from what he's doing? Does it? Not really, Sounds like the dude just doesn't want to lose power. Sounds like the dude is like that scared of dealing with a fair election. A lot of nerds think Vladimir Putin is sticking up to the, satanic elites who enforce homosexuality. But, Vladimir Putin's getting a lot of Christian people in Ukraine killed. People that look exactly like Vladimir Putin, he's like just straight up killing. And, but I mean, I'm not a war hawk. I'm not saying America needs to like dehumanize the Russian people. I'm not saying we need to like go in full nuclear war at the moment. I mean, there is that mindset where it's like, if we're going to put so much money in the military and so much money on being the world police, quote unquote, we might as well use it to deal with like an actual superpower. But it's like, should we be war hawks at this moment? Are we going to risk it? But there's also that sort of mindset where people could bark at me saying, Synth, the Pentagon wants to go to war with Russia. The Pentagon is being pro-Ukraine. The CIA is might say something about pro-Ukraine. The fucking Lockheed Martin Corporation might be pro-Ukraine. And my response is, well, they're just going to do that either fucking way. Like, if you take all those, sinister Yale Freemasons out of the equation, Russia is still a big asshole. It's just sort of sad that the UN isn't powerful enough to filter out any profit incentive from my government, okay? Like, it's just the tragic thing. So, yeah, it's just a lot of crazy stuff. I'm not going to act like I'm the biggest expert of Eastern European politics. It just seems to me just Slavs barking at each other for decades. I will say this though, a lot of Putin supporters in the States, a bunch of Groiper twerps barking how the American government is persecuting them all fucking day, how they're the biggest political enemies in America while they're having giant fucking stage conferences in hotel rooms. They're gushing over Vladimir Putin, and it's like these fucking people, they bitch and bark how they're the only ones who understand the Constitution, and yet they would fucking tear it up for a fucking bald Slav. Just like over, they watch a video of a bunch of like bald 18-year-old Slavs doing military marches, and they're being like, this military has their shit together. And it's like, motherfucker, this ain't your great-great-granddaddy's war in the fucking trenches. It's all going to be drone strikes. It's all going to be technology. Whatever country has the best technology is going to win the war. So get off your fucking high horse. Like, ooh, this steroid-infused 17-year-old Slav fucking, destroyed a brick with his bare hand. It's like, wow, congratulations. He's not going to be shit with the drone strike. It's all about technology, These fucking people glamorizing Putin over the most stupid fucking shit, And I look at Vladimir Putin and yeah, it's like, I mean, is it even about NATO? Like he could say that, but it's like he was. I mean, okay, yeah, it's about NATO, but it's like you look at Putin personally, like 20 years ago, I mean, he was like considering joining NATO. So now I think it's just, he's feeling the heat, People are realizing, yeah, this is a guy who poisons his, like, political opponents. This is a shady motherfucker. This is a creepy billionaire bald man. And, he uses the Greek Orthodox Church as his fucking crutch. Greek Orthodox Church or Russian Orthodox, same fucking thing. The Orthodox Church, it's basically like if you're an American who says you're Orthodox Christian, that's basically saying your parents did not give you enough attention as a child. Like if you're Protestant or Catholic, it's like whatever, dog. But fucking Orthodox, it's being an attention whore. You look at an Orthodox church, it's all special effects. There's just deviant art drawings all over the church, but there's no soul to it. It's just a bunch of egotistical farts huffing that they're the fucking better version of Christianity. It's like, get off your fucking high horse, man. Like, you go, like, just, like, fucking, just all the fucking saints having, like, 12 packs with, like, fucking Hummers, driving Hummers. It's just, that's the artwork of every Orthodox church. It's just, it feels obnoxious, I don't know, man. And this isn't an anti-Christian video because I understand that other religions have their flaws. If you want to wipe your ass with the Quran or Talmud, be my fucking guest. I'm not going to act like any other religion is more efficient than Christianity. It's just sort of way of the beast. And I gotta say, the Orthodox churches, they just are very unaesthetic, and I'm not even that big of a Christian, but I will say, like, the Catholic churches, they fucking look better, they just look better. But anyway, back to Vladimir Putin. I look at him and I say, what is with this guy? He's just a bald Slav. You try to open up to a bald Slav, and it's just, it's like, what are you going to fucking get? Like, this isn't anti-Slav. Like, Slavs with hair are very poetic. They're intelligent. They understand the human equation to every problem. Bald Slavs are just spiteful. It's like they stick their nose in the fucking air like, you ignorant Americans. It's like, fuck you. You're just as savage and deranged as us. At least we fucking admit it. You, a bald Slav, you think you're fucking holier, or at least that's the act you fucking put. Bald Slavs, man. It's just like, get off your fucking high horse. Like, holy shit. What, fucking giving the people who don't want to go to war years in prison because they know this war is going to fuck them in the ass. They're probably going to fucking destroy Ukraine, but it's like, yeah, after that, you're going to try another country, and then you're just going to get completely fucked over because most of the fucking first world is going to eat Russia alive. Is this really worth it? Is this like what? Like, I don't know what goes in a bald Slav's head. But, I'm not here to talk about the Ukraine-Russian situation. I'm really here to talk about the story of Jesus and the whip. Because, Vladimir Putin could use the Orthodox Church as a crutch for, fucking bombing other Christians, because, let's be real here. Jesus is a postmodern figure at this point. The fact that the fact that lovers of Jesus Christ have been killing each other for centuries makes Jesus a postmodern figure. People want to use Jesus as an influencer of peace. People want to use Jesus as some sort of BDSM dictatorship. People to destroy degeneracy. People want to use Jesus as something you have to find in yourself. People want to use Jesus as a way you have to shove down everyone's face from birth. No one, everyone has their interpretation of Christ. That's why there's 10 different versions of Christ. Like I said, this isn't an anti-Christian video because I know Muslims and Jews are just as crazy in their own fucking fields. Okay, so this isn't going to be like an anti-Christian video. But it does sort of go with different wavelengths. You look at Catholics. With Catholics, there's always room. There, like the whole point of the Catholic faith is that there's always discussion. Discussion is very valued with Catholics. It's not just blindly following, which asshole wrote the best looking text, which asshole wrote the text that I will view for my own personal gain. You know, which one will I like rewrite and rearrange for my personal gain, like Protestants or Orthodox. With Catholics, there's always sort of room for interpretation and discussion. You know, there's just the Catholic Church. There's always discussion. So that's why the Catholic faith is it changes, not changes, but like the people, like Catholics often go by whatever the current culture is. You know, it's sort of why, Catholics from one second could be like these Democrat, New Deal Society, Kennedy types. And then 10 years later, the American culture turns into this, Reagan evangelical thing. And, Catholics are not evangelicals, but because that's like the mainstream sort of vibe, Catholics will be these Republican ham sort of characters, and I'm not really making much sense right now because you're stupid, I'm like lapping above you if you think I'm not making any sense right now. But yeah, Jesus is a pretty postmodernist figure, at least in like a cultural sense. At least not like, I'm not saying Jesus was like teaching postmodernist values or whatever the fuck. What I'm saying is like, at this point in history, yeah, the fact that, lovers of Jesus, I'm repeating myself, the fact that, one group of Jesus lovers, another group of Jesus lovers are just going smash, 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 till the end of fucking time proves that, yeah, it is a pretty postmodernist fucking feeling. And, all right, going back to Vladimir Putin, or just in general, like him or his followers could say, yeah, this is for a holy reason. This, the Orthodox Church has given us permission to do whatever the fuck we want, and it's like, so what? And their usual excuse is the story, and this goes with any vulgar, Protestant, Catholic, whatever. This goes to any vulgar or just sadistic person who uses Christianity as a crutch. It's always the story of Jesus with the whip. Jesus with the whip. That one story in the Bible, gospel, whatever, of, some merchants were selling some animals in a holy temple, and Jesus was like, get the fuck out of here. So, he got a... he tried asking them politely, but later he just got a cord and he just, flew him away with the whip. It's not even really made clear if he even like hit any of them. He was just like kind of waving it around, and they just ran off. Which it's like, that's good for Jesus. Good on Jesus. But it's sort of like the main takeaway a lot of like nerds have is that like Jesus is a badass with a sword and a whip. They it's like these autistic kids are treating Jesus like a fucking Goku action figure. Like, yeah, Jesus was the main man. He would just pow, pow, pow. If Jesus saw someone he didn't like, if Jesus thought, if Jesus knew your dad was a gambler, he would break into his house and fucking whip that degenerate. Which is like, no, that like they're so desperate to turn Jesus into that sort of character for their own fucking sadistic little dictatorship fantasies. But it's like, no, Jesus, all he did was wave around the cord at the temple. It's like, I'm not even being like a mega libtard about this. I'm not going to say, oh, Jesus would have been pro-trans. Jesus would have said, You know, Jesus would have been complaining about J.K. Rowling or something. I'm not even saying that. I mean, I don't know, maybe he did or didn't. I don't fucking know. Jesus could have been ultra conservative for all I know. All I'm saying is that, you know, you fucking making up this image of like a Goku Jesus in your head where he was just where Jesus was just going around, you know, whipping people he didn't like. Just you know, like, time for your public punishment, heathen, and he was just flogging them on the street. And if that was the case, then no wonder they fucking nailed that dude to a stick. You know, you can't just have people going around whipping. You know, you can't do that. Like, if you think about the Law and Order context, Judas, you know, if we're doing that conservative Law and Order context, Judas, the backstabbing weasel, worm, you know, say what you will about him, he was the Law and Order sort of guy. He was standing up for law and order, you know. And I'm not saying what Judas did was right. Judas was an asshole, but, you know, he was technically the Law and Order figure, Judas. Oh shit, it's been like 16 minutes. I've been rambling. Yeah, so it's just like every fucking time, you know, a Christian wants to be a big asshole. He's just like, oh yeah, just war theory. No. He first says Jesus with the whip, just like that fucking story. It's like, no, you can't do these bad things because Jesus used a cord 2,000 years ago. You know, you can't. That's not an excuse. If you want to be an asshole, just say you want the land, you want the resources, you don't want these people around you. Just say that. Don't fucking make this fucking fairy tale nonsense. How some desert Jew used a whip. It's just like, you know, okay. And if Jesus was a regular user of the whip, that he was just going around having public punishments of people, you know, Jesus needs an upper body strength. I don't want to be anti-Semitic here, but Jesus was Jewish, you know. I doubt a Jew way back then had that sort of upper body strength, you know. It's like, come on, dog. Where's the continuity? Anyway, so yeah, it's like, it's not an excuse, you know, that Jesus and the whip story. And also going it's like the just war theory. And if you don't know, the just war theory basically means like, okay, Christians should be peaceful. They should not inflict violence. But if they see one group being hell-bent on just destroying and dehumanizing another group, like about to kill them, crush them, or whatever, okay, then the just war theory says, okay, war, fighting for the weak is going to be justified. That is the just war theory, you know, it really is. If you know, don't murder, but if you see other people murdering, stop the murderers. That is the just war theory, which is valid. You know, it sounds like a pretty good theory. I agree. I like the just war theory. The problem is all the fucking assholes fucking saying, oh yeah, just war theory. Just like, yeah, I'm an expert at just war theory. Some Freemasons in fucking Yale, you know, justifying all the bumfuck wars we've been in the last 30 fucking years. Just all the way we, like, you know, we fucking, a generation of orphans had their fucking teeth turn into uranium because some fucking asshole at Yale said, oh yeah, just war theory. Just war theory. Yeah, a lot of fucking military industrial complex creepy motherfuckers are using the just war theory so they go fucking build up their fucking stocks for some fucking company so they can fucking retire at some pedophile island. You know, it's just like, man, you can't just say just war theory. You know, are you going to punch a baby in the face and say, oh yeah, just war theory? No, you're a fucking asshole. Okay, like, gosh, man. And, you know, you could say, I know some scripture itcher might comment, Synth, you know, in the Bible, it does say being an asshole is justified. And you know what? You might be right. Maybe I'm being wrong. Maybe I'm just being an annoying libtard right now. And you know what? Even if that was the case, even if Jesus said, be a big asshole, do you feel enlightened? Are you going, because at that point, you might as well think maybe Europe should have stayed pagan. Maybe so much bloodshed could have been prevented if they weren't barking and biting each other over desert text. Maybe we should have stayed pagan. Because, yeah, pagans are goofy and stupid, but at least you would have a big titty witch girlfriend. At least there would be some sort of, love for the environment. Pagans worship the air, worship the grass. It's a little goofy, but remember, you need the air and fucking trees to live. So maybe worshiping those things, even if goofy, is valid. I don't know, man. Oh snap, it's been over 20 minutes. Damn.